You ever have that friend that when it's time for them to actually show you that they have your best intentions at heart, they sort of drop the ball. They really aren't there for you. You have to question their motives, you have to question their agenda, you have to question their intentions, and if the things that they do is really for you or them. Like, you have to just question them altogether, and you're kind of unsure. It's little things that may not be worth talking about or like bring to light, but it's things that like spark your spirit and causes your intuition to like really perk up and give you the signs that there may be a problem, you may be in danger, there's something up, right? What do you do in those situations where you're unsure? If you want to know how I deal with those situations and how I hold on to that friendship for as long as I possibly can, keep on watching. So my main way of holding on to this friend and actually making sure that I'm safe and that this person has my best good in mind is just by distancing myself. And I know some people may think like that's petty or that's immature, but really it's to protect my peace and to make sure that I'm not just jumping to conclusions and I'm actually analyzing it. Because I know my personality and I know that like sometimes when I'm too heavily invested or I'm too passionate about something, and if I address it right then and there, I may say things that are the truth for sure, but maybe they did not deserve because that's not really how they thought about the situation. That was not really their intention. And I think it's crucial to know someone's intention behind doing things before you react. Okay, I've been in both spaces where I reacted on the spot, and most times, even if it was, you know, worthy of that reaction, I always feel bad because I don't want to have conflict. I actually hate it. I will have it if need be, but it doesn't bring the best out of me. I don't feel warm and gooey when I have these conflicts. So as I got older, as I matured, as I realized like not only do you want to be sure, but you want to protect your energy. Not everything, no matter how worthy it is to have that reaction, is not worth your energy. You're going to feel depleted. You're going to have those angry emotions, those sad emotions, those conflicted emotions, and it's only eating you up. As much as you think you're telling that person off and da da da, baby, that anger is festering up within you. That person may or may not receive it. That's up to them. But you know for sure it's eating you up. You're being burned. So as much as you think you're giving that energy to them, it's really hurting you. So I value my serenity, my peace, my just, you know, calm, cool, and collected demeanor so much that even if I see somebody trying me or I see some funny business going on, I note it, I check it, something's off, and I meditate on it. I let life go on, I let time pass, I check their movements after, I analyze previous situations, and I'm strategic around it because not only do I want to make sure that this person is or is not for me, I value my friendships, I value my people, and the people who have made it thus far and the people that are going to come into my life, I don't want to just be discarding them left and right. It's so funny looking back at how I was before because I was so carefree. Like if something was up, oh, you're done, cut off, not a thought in the world. Or I was super inviting when it came to the people that I cared about, but then once you crossed that line, it was over. It was no coming back. Like you're the enemy, you're done. You know how Cardi B's like, oh, we gonna be beefing forever? That was me. Once you cross that line, we're beefing forever. And it's so funny. Let me just have a side story. I remember going to this party, like in my older ages, like after college, and a girl that I was beefing with, like in elementary school, she was like a bottle girl or something, and me and my friends were trying to go get into the club, and I could tell as soon as we met eye contact, she remembered me and I remembered her, and I didn't have any beef, like I didn't care. But sis, I could feel, you know, you feel somebody's energy. Like sis was pissed, and she was like, "Oh, is she with you?" Like, you know, dang on well I'm with them, but she just wanted a reason to like not let me in the club. But like my two other friends that were with me, they didn't know like we knew each other, but we knew each other, and I felt her energy just being off. And it's like so funny how you can have a situation with somebody like years before, and then you see them again, and if it really like affected them, they will hold on to that like anger, and it's like being on the receiving end of it. It looks so sad. It looks like so like, why are you still pressed on a situation that happened years ago? Like we're in a new stage in our life, and I don't want to be a Maddie, you know. It's not cute. In a moment when you're younger, at least you might think like, okay, I'm about business, nobody can try me. But then as you get older and you're still mad about elementary stuff, high school stuff. We can't even remember why we don't like each other. It gives mad, sad, and unhappy with your life. And I don't want to give that energy, okay? And so when it comes to situations with my friends and I have to see if they're for me or not, and I realize that they're not, cool. I distance, I reevaluate, I realize you're not for me, and I just let time be the drawing line in the sand. I don't got to say nothing, and I'm sure you're not going to say anything, but I just know you're not for me, and the distance will let us fall out of each other's lives gradually. It doesn't have to be a whole, I don't like you and you don't like me, you did this and that. It's for the birds. It's for the birds. People value what they want to value, and if they want you to stay in their lives, they'll act right, or they'll just check themselves, or they'll be like, okay girl, like I know I was tripping, I was acting kind of crazy, I'm so sorry, da, da, da. Or if they feel the vibes is up, they'll mention it or whatever. It's necessary. You know, I've been in situations where I knew I was like, maybe I didn't show up as my best self, I didn't show up as the best friend that I could be. And I made a point after time to be like, okay, I know I wasn't being the best friend, so let me like make up, or let me show you that I love you, I care for you. Some of those situations weren't worth it, but some of those situations were. And it's like, when it comes to me and somebody being weird to me, if they value me in their lives, they're gonna show me that, like, okay, Katrina, I know I was acting weird, but I do value you, and I'm sorry for how I was acting. It's no big deal. People act weird. Listen, we're all females. We got our emotions. We be PMSing. Like, it's a thing for real. Like, I get it. But when it's a continuous thing and people are continuously, it's just like the vibes don't lie with me. I'm super intuitive. I know when something's up, so continuously doing that with me is just gonna get you pushed out my life. I promise you, it won't be a big old breakup. It won't be a big old scene. I don't like the scenes. You'll just somehow look back and realize, well, damn, I haven't talked to Katrina in a while. What's going on with Katrina? Oh, I haven't heard from her in a while. And then 2 years, 3 years, 10 years later, and you realize we're not cool. We're not friends. You don't know me. I don't know you. And there was no arguments needed to be had. Like, it's just conflict, disagreements is not worth it. You pay unloyalty, you pay weirdness, you pay animosity with distance. You preserve your energy and you pay it with distance, and I promise you, you'll win every time. You'll either get your friend back, y'all will come back stronger, or you'll let that weirdo be left in the dust. And there's no shade to that person that's no longer in your life. Sometimes it just naturally happens because, like, you know, you're drifting off into your own paths. But for the weirdos, good riddance. And for the girls that just didn't make it to the chapter, love you lots. Thank you for the memories, kisses, and then, you know, you go your way. It's all about preserving your peace and keeping your sanity. Nothing is worth that these days. So yeah, that's how you deal with people you're unsure about. You always keep it graceful. Like Beyonce once said, always stay gracious. Best revenge is your paper. Best revenge is your sanity. Best revenge is you looking good, feeling good, and doing better. There's no reason to get flustered. You don't let things fluster you. You preserve it. You preserve all that goodness for yourself and let them be and see the light on their own, in their corners, you know? But anyways, like, you know, this is a channel where we learn, create, and most importantly, evolve. My name is Katrina Nicole-Ivy, and thank you so much for watching.
What do you do to protect yourself from evil and demonic forces? Do you even know what evil and demonic forces are like? I know what angelic forces are. I know what miracles, God's miracles that happen. I know those are real, but what happens when somebody tries to get around you and they're hating on you or they're talking behind your back? How do you handle that? I handle it with principle, but most of us handle it with emotions. See, when you handle things with emotions all the time, that's when the bitterness starts.